If you've clicked on this video, chances are you're at a time in your life where you're just feeling like you need a change. Like you're standing at a crossroads. Maybe you are 50, you've just turned 50, or you're past that. But you may be at a time in your life where you feel like your life is over, and honestly, it's just beginning. 50 is not the end of your chapter, it's just the beginning of your story, and it's time to become intentional. This is part one of a three-part series that I'm sharing with you on how to reinvent yourself after 50. Today, we're building the foundation, doing a self assessment, and just laying the foundation for what comes next in step two, when we'll dive into the vision, your health, and your skills. And in part three, we'll cover your action plan and building your support network. So, section one, this is your reality check. You are in your 50s, approaching 50, or you're almost there. You're starting to realize in life that there's got to be more to it, right? There is, if you're going through a change, if you're going through a divorce, um, if you're single like me, I'm approaching 60 and realizing that there has to be more to life. I've just spent the last 19 years raising a son as a single mom. And it's been a journey. That's been my life. And I'm now at a point where he's getting ready to go out on his own, and I'm thinking, what's left for me? What am I going to do now? I'm by myself. I'm still single. I'm, I feel like I have a lot of life left, and I'm really just, going through a period where I'm just trying to figure it all out. So, I'm with you. I know where you're at. So, just thinking on society and how people think that, when you're this age, that your life is almost over. You have nothing to look forward to, but that's not the case. Thinking that you're too old is a limiting belief. Look at a couple of people in history that gives me a little bit of motivation. Vera Wang, I believe, started her clothing line. I believe she's a designer. She was in her 40s, I believe, when she started this. Colonel Sanders, he was in his 60s, I believe 65, when he started the Kentucky Fried Chicken franchise. And, Grandma Moses, she began painting at the age of 78. So it's not too late. And don't think you're too old. You've got to shift that mindset and believe that you've got a lot of life left. You've got many advantages at being this age, over 50. You've got your experience and your wisdom. You've been around a long time, and you've been through a lot of stuff, and you've got that behind you, and you've got that wisdom to build on. You've also got a clear set of values and priorities. You're often more financially stable. There is less of a need to please others or follow trends. You're at a point in your life where you're your own person, and you just, you're okay with that. You have freedom from life constraints. Like in my case, my son is 19 years old, and I'm single, so I have nothing else holding me back. You might be going through a divorce, and you're on your own for the first time in a long time. Whatever the case, you're at a point in your life where you have no other constraints, nothing else going on, and you can devote this time to yourself. And you've built a network of either professional or personal connections. You know a lot of people. You have a lot of friends, or not. You might have a few close friends, but there's a network of people around you. And just because you've devoted a lot of your time in your life, into one thing, does not mean that your course cannot change. So this is actually step one when you do a complete life audit. See where you're at in life. How's your health? How is your mental and emotional state? Just see where you're at with that. How are you in your head, and how you're feeling that way? How's your energy? How are you feeling? I know these days I look at my energy levels, and there's some days that my energy is just not there. But then there's other days that I feel like I could conquer the world and, walk for miles. But you've got to take that look and just see where you're at with that. Take a look at your current health habits and your routines, and take a look at your relationships. Whether or not you're with somebody, if you have a significant other, a partner, or if you are married and you're in a situation that you're not happy. Take a look at that and see where you're at, and see if you're happy or not, and if you need to, or if you think you should make a change. Take a look at your friendships and your social connections. Do you have a lot of friends? Are the people around you, the ones that you know provide good energy, that are there for you when you need them, that are people that you want to spend time with? Take a look at your professional relationships. For me, I'm still in my career that I've been in for over 25 years, and I have built professional relationships over that time, and I still work full time. I have to, as a single mom. So just take a look at those people and the people that you're around professionally, if you are. And on that side of it, take a look at what you're doing for work. Are you fulfilled, and are you happy? And I know at this point in my life, I've been doing this same job for over 25 years, and I'm really looking at what I want to do for the rest of my life, and where I want to spend my time on a daily basis. And I don't know that it's in that 9 to 5 job. I would really like to pursue passions and other things like that, and helping women. So that's something that I am looking at in my life. Take a look at your personal finances. Where are you at with those? What kind of debt do you have? Do you have any assets? Do you have, what kind of debt, credit cards and things like that? I can tell you that I recently sold my house, for a number of reasons. My son and I were in that home from the time that he was a year old. He is now 19. I knew that I wanted to make a change there. And, I was reassessing my life and things, and he had graduated from high school. And, we did not have to stay in that particular area. I work from home, so I can go pretty much anywhere. But I sold my home, and I did owe some money on that mortgage, but I did make some money from it. And I was able to pay off all my debt. And I moved into an apartment that friends of mine own. And I'm currently here and would love to buy a house in the country, which is where I'm at now. And I have had a goal to do that for a number of years, and I'm working towards that goal. So, just take a look at your finances and see where you're at with those, and maybe what you can do if you've got debt to pay it off. I'm not a financial guru, believe me. I've struggled with that for a number of years, but just take a look where you're at with that in your finances. Take a look where you're at with your retirement and savings. That's another thing. I've struggled for years, and I don't have much of a retirement or a savings on that side, or a 401k. There were times I had to use it, and things come up in life, and I do not have much of a retirement. So, you've got to look at things like that, and what you might be doing in the future to either save money or have something on the side where you're earning some extra money to live once you are retired. Take a look at your purpose, and your what fulfills you in your life, what makes you happy, what are your passions. That's something I'm doing now. Just reevaluating things, and what's going to make me happy, and what my passions are, and I guess my life's purpose, and what I'd like to do with the rest of my life. And take a look at what you enjoy. Do you have hobbies that you like doing? And things like that. Just different ways to express yourself. So take a look at those areas, and where there might be some big gaps. Um, where you don't feel fulfilled and you're not happy, whether it's your career, your work, or other areas where you um, You have things that you'd like to do, but you're not pursuing those. Just, take a look and think about it, observe it. Don't place any judgment on yourself. Just, evaluate it and see where you're at. So, step 2, identifying what is not working. Sometimes we need to identify areas that we have been avoiding. So, what areas of your life might drain you, whether it's relationships, whether it's a job, just take a look at that. Whether it's a partner, a significant other, a friendship, anything like that. What areas might drain you? I know I have been in a situation for the past few years of a friendship that has I had to really evaluate it and take a look at, what this person would do to me, and my energy and my anxiety and things like that. And I felt obligated to hang in there and stay around, hoping things would change, and they never did. And I got to a point where I just had to say, that's enough. I can't do this anymore. When you're around somebody that isn't good for you. I would have such anxiety. There were certain situations where I would get sick in my stomach, or, in particular, I get anxiety and I get a lump in my throat. I can feel that. And I know it's not a good feeling. I get the butterflies in my stomach when I'm anxious. And I always felt that way around this person. And I finally faced it and realized that, this person is not good for me, and I had to walk away. Are there things or people that you're just tolerating, that you are putting up with just because, or because you don't want to make a change? Whether, again, it's a relationship, whether it is a job, a career that you've been in, anything like that. Whether you're in a high paying career that just is not good for you anymore, whether you're in a partnership or a marriage or something that, financially it's okay for you because, you have that lifestyle. You're not making a change because, for fear of being judged by others, being judged by family or friends or anything like that. So, step 3, uncovering your core values. Just take a look at your life and think about what have you done in your life, or when in your life did you feel the most happy? Did it get you excited, or did you feel yourself light up? Take a look at your achievements. Did you, or do you wish that you had achieved more in your life? And if that's something that you're thinking about, you can do it. If there's something that you wanted to do, better late than never. You can do that now. Take a look at your relationships. Again, just take a look at, about take a look at love and, friendships and relationships and where you're at with that. As you prepare for this journey, we're trying to set you up for success. Some mindset shifts that you need to think about are, I should have done this earlier, to this is perfect timing in my life. Thinking I'm too old, to I have advantages at this point in my life, to being this age and having the wisdom. Thinking what will people think, to I need to look out for myself and find fulfillment, and it doesn't matter what other people think. Thinking I don't have the time, to I have the time and I've got to make the time to do this for myself. You've just completed the hardest part, the foundation for what you're going to be working on as a part of reinventing your life at this age. The honest audit and taking a look at your life and what might not be working. Taking a look at your values and seeing what's important to you. In part 2, we're going to take a look at what you've learned about yourself, what you have evaluated, and just put it into action, and creating a vision for yourself and your future. We'll also take a look at your health and your energy, and what may help you fuel yourself to move forward with this and make some changes. Skill development that will make your life and these changes possible. Let me know in the comments how you felt about this section, and go ahead and subscribe so you don't miss anything from part 2. And I will see you next time.